the most expensive zip code in the United States, paying the least in property taxes. Who'd find that scam? And why are we in a tin box that looks like a bunker? This is AirHamptons with Bill McCuddy. That is Jim Turner, our renowned one-man band, and this is Hot August Nights on a Sunday afternoon, wherever you're listening. Yes, we appreciate it. Jim, how's your summer going so far?
Well, it's been a traffic jam as of the last half hour.
Yes,
but
it has.
Aside from that, it's beautiful. It's the paradise of summer. This place, I fell in love with the nature. I took a beautiful swim yesterday on Long Beach, and things are looking
all
good.
I can say to you is, as bad as the hot August driving is around the Hamptons, just wait till Pumpkin Town. So we've extended the year of bad long driving out here in the Hamptons on 27, where just when you think everyone's gone home in September, in October, we have the Pumpkin Town. Pumpkin Town is a real speed bump.
I know all the back roads. I'm like a raccoon.
Okay, no one likes a bragger.
You know.
Let us talk about, welcome to the show. My name is Bill McCuddy. We have an incredible show for you today. We're going to talk to a real raconteur. They don't exist anymore except for Turner. This man will seem very familiar to you, Jim, because he's been around show business for a while himself. But in the meantime, what is happening out here in the Hamptons? How was your July? We're going to talk about hot August movies in this hour. And then, as I said, we're going to meet a special guest. But also happening out here this week, for example, Gooster and am I saying Guster or Gooster and the Mountain Goats? Do you know those?
No, I don't.
Do you know them? All right. They are tonight, Sunday, at Canoe Place in Hampton Bays. Then you know Rufus Wainwright. I know I'm saying that correctly.
Absolutely.
Rufus Wainwright, also at Canoe Place on August 9th. Comic Modi. Modi has a huge, something like 2 million person following, and they will be following him to Canoe Place on August 10th. And then from last year, Mark Normand, and boy, hasn't the comedy scene just kind of heated up out here on the East End. At the Clubhouse, at a place called Sticks and Stones, at the Southampton Arts Center, and again at Canoe Place in Hampton Bays. Mark Normand is back, sold the place out last year. He is there on August 14th. Also this month, Dan's White Party X. I don't know what that means. I don't know if it had Diddy in the name before, but it's now just called the X Party. That's at Gurney's on August 16th. And then, of course, the Hamptons Classic. Turner, are you do you bet the ponies there at the Hampton Classic?
But Camptown Races, you want to hear that song? I've been to it many times. I've played
Well,
there.
there's no wagering at the Hampton Classic.
No, not.
But I will tell you that Mrs. McCuddy has participated in that, and one of my favorite jokes that I told a couple of years back when she was there, that the good folks at the New York Post put in their page 6, said, I went to the Hampton Classic and watched my wife ride my 401k. So, yeah, that did some business there. On this episode, that, by the way, the Hamptons Classic kicks off August 25th, and that's another speed bump. Am I right? That's hard to get through traffic, and they've got those huge horse trailers.
Hey, I got one for you.
Okay, go ahead.
Horse goes into a bar. Bartender says, hey. Horse says, no, I'll take a beer this time.
No, I thought you were going to say, why the long face?
That was
I'm
the
a
other
horse. Okay, good.
was the other
See? What a comedy team. I
yeah.
had no idea. If I played the harmonica and that axe,
yeah, I can do a dance with
we
you.
could switch places.
Yeah, and the later it gets, the more over the line I can go.
If you're just joining us, we can't believe this is a show either. This is called AirHamptons with Bill McCuddy. That's Jim Turner, our one-man band. On this episode, actor, producer, writer, and classic car guru Elliot Cooker on working with Rudy Giuliani, Saturday Night Live, Law and Order. He's been on at least twice that I've seen. And having Cars to the Stars. This man has had quite a life, and it's not over, and he is here, our special guest. Before we do that, though, did you see all the hot movies this summer? Because everyone assumes something big is going to happen in August, since we had June and July with F2 and what else do we have? Minecraft. Minecraft is already on regular television like a week later.
Wow.
We had Jurassic Park, The Rebirth, which I have to say was a pretty good movie.
Really?
ScarJo from here in Amagansett kind of pulls it off. And we've talked about that last month. So what's happening this month? Opening this week, Eddie Murphy is in something called The Pickup. But guess what? They haven't told us anything about it, and we don't know the plot line. Just that Eddie Murphy, who desperately needs a hit, is in that. Also, why this was a good idea, I don't know. Freakier Friday reunites Lindsay Lohan and Jamie Lee Curtis on August 8th. My Mother's Wedding stars Scarlett Johansson again, now out of the clutches of a T-Rex. And along with Sienna Miller and Emily Beecham, they are three sisters in something called My Mother's Wedding. We have a Godzilla movie. By the way, Turner, who is Godzilla's agent? Do you have any idea? This Godzilla guy is working all the time.
Yeah.
Who's booking him?
King Kong.
Okay, good. Shin Godzilla. See, we don't rehearse. How would you not know? How would you have any idea that there's no rehearsal for this show?
Well, we rehearsed late last night.
Shin Godzilla. I have no idea what that is. Maybe is he a model? I don't know what he's doing. That's opening this month. Also, Bob Odenkirk, if you're a big fan of the Saul series, you know about a movie he made last year called The Nobody. Now, let me tell you about this movie. He's a regular guy, if you didn't see this, and it was quite popular. And he does a Liam Neeson kind of a thing. You know, he's angry. He has a certain set of skills that we don't know about. I believe the first one, his daughter's watch, a watch that was given to him by his daughter goes missing, something like that. And that's the whole movie. He goes and tears every joint he walks into up. Okay, so everybody liked that, except Bob Odenkirk, who had, are you ready for this, Turner? Pay attention. He had a heart attack making that movie. He got in such buff shape, and they had a doctor on the set who revived him. And I'm not going to say the next day he was back in action, but about a week or two later, he finished the movie. He's never been in better shape in his life, except, for a heart attack. And then, so now, Nobody 2 with Bob Odenkirk. He's back as a regular guy with a mean kick. He's on vacation with the family, and they go to some beach community, and there's some bad guys there. And guess who runs the whole thing? Sharon Stone.
God, yes, of course.
She's... I don't know about how she's sitting or standing, and I won't go any further than that. That is August 15th. Now, this is interesting. Are you familiar, Jim, with the work of Eric Roberts?
Oh, of course, yeah.
Okay, so Julia's brother, Runaway Train, John Voight.
Yeah.
But you don't think of him as being the most prolific, I should say, actor in Hollywood.
No,
But
he's unsung.
you would be wrong.
Yeah.
He has made 738 movies in his career. Jeez. And what's fascinating, this one is called Clicker. I have no idea. That's also this month. I think also August 15th. What's interesting about Eric Roberts making this many films is he's not he's not using his sister's name to get any work. He's notoriously conservative. And I had tried at one point in my life to write a book, and I got an advance when I was at Fox News, called Stage Right, about the conservative Hollywood. And guess what? I went out to do research, and except for a very few people like Clint Eastwood and Bruce Willis and a few others, no one would talk to me. It was like being gay in the 50s in terms of not wanting to come out. And so I had to give this sizable amount of money back. And that all circles back to talk about Eric Roberts, who is notoriously conservative and still works, not in AA blockbuster movies, but he's working all the time. So the idea that conservative people, unless you're an AAA lister, don't get work out there, not true. Another Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie, which Eric Roberts is not in, I don't care about. But this looks great. August 22nd, Splitsville with Dakota Johnson. Dakota Johnson, I thought, did such a great job in The Materialist 2 months ago. Yeah. And finally, Denzel Washington has teamed up with Spike Lee at the end of this month for something called Highest to Lowest. Eric Cohn, who's been on this program, was at Cannes. Eric runs the Southampton Playhouse. He's the artistic director. And he says that was the best thing he saw at the Cannes Film Festival. Denzel Washington plays a kind of music producer, probably like a Clive Davis type. He is threatened for some reason. I think this is a remake of some Kurosawa movie. I'm not sure. Yeah. Highest to Lowest, Denzel Washington. That's the movies. Now, let me ask you about a movie. Did you see the Dylan movie?
I sure did. I mean, I'm a Dylan file. I almost became him in my 20s, so...
You almost became Bob Dylan?
Well, in other words, I tried to emulate him to such a degree that I said to myself...
There was a lawsuit involved or
yeah,
something?
no, you got to come up with your own thing, Jim Turner. But I'll tell you, I literally wept in that movie a little bit because I was like that guy. I went to New York City at 21 with a guitar. And so
Did you ever bump into Dylan?
I
in the
saw him on
lower,
the
in the
street
West
a few
Village or
times.
East Village?
Yeah,
or-
I mean, I have some stories. It's boring. I mean, there's some stories. I was a friend of the guy who did the washed the dishes at the Gaslight, and we hung out in his apartment. He showed us this little place where Dylan crashed in this back room, but you'd see him walking by. You know, this is in the early days, and then people would tell stories. They were down at the Gaslight, and Dylan was down there, and there's some backstabbers. This one guy said, "Well, Bobby Dylan was there. So much to take that guitar and show him how to play it." So the competitiveness and backstabbing were alive, but I became an immediate huge fan of his, and I am a huge, it used to be called a freak, but now we call it a file.
Well, my next guest is like the mayor of the West Village, and we will talk about Dylan in a second.
Yeah.
Did you remember the big upheaval that happened out of the Newport Festival when he went electric? Was
Huge.
it as
It's
big
been-
as the movie
I know a lot
makes us
about it.
believe?
It's been written about numerous times by people who were there. I mean, it's been misrepresented, and it's a huge moment. In terms of just a simple answer, in terms of the evolution of American music, that was a huge event. When
And
folk-
there is a Newport Music Festival to this day.
I think so, yeah. Well,
And is it electric and acoustic, or it's both?
yeah, I mean, what happened early on that thing there, you know, it was there was Jazz Festival and then the Folk Festival, but there were crossovers. The Paul Butterfield Blues Band played at the Jazz. Muddy Waters first appeared at the Newport Jazz, and then the Folk Festival. Then it started, I mean, folk rock came along around 65, and that led into this incredible sociological phenomenon called the late 60s. So he kind of blazed the trail there.
All right, without us paying any royalties, can you pay homage to Mr. Bob Dylan as I introduce our next guest? Give us a little some. I don't know what you're going to give us.
Yeah, out on the road, feeling all the state of
Yes.
Wait, are we going to owe any money for that?
I'm a hobo from the Midwest, and I've ridden rocks, trains, and I'm going down at 114 again.
That is from Jim Turner's new renowned album, What the Hell Am I Doing Here? He's talking about this place, LTV. You're listening to or watching AirHamptons on LTV and WLIW with me and our one-man band, Jim Turner. We can't believe this is a show anymore either. Is anyone a raconteur or a bon vivant anymore? My next guest may be the last man standing among Renaissance men. Time Out magazine called him that. The LA Times called him a tour de force atop a czar-like world, and that is a C-Z-A-R, a czar-like world. We're going to learn about that. Also, the New York Times says he is exotic and mysterious. He or his cars have appeared in television shows and major motion pictures. He has a long-time friendship and was the confidant of America's mayor, Rudy Giuliani, and that led to him putting Giuliani in a dress. Yes, this is the man. Elliot Cooker, welcome to AirHamptons. We are pleased to have you.
Well, Bill, you're amazing. Just listening to you, I'm telling you, you are amazing.
We're going to listen to you now.
I'm serious.
Welcome. Thanks for joining us. What did you?
He is so prolific. He knows everything about everything.
Comedian and an MC.
He probably knows more about cars than I do. I'm serious.
I had Google.
He's
Okay,
incredible.
if you want to know, I did a little research with a thing called the internet. We were talking about the West Village. Did you ever? I know you've made your home in the West Village
Yes.
for a long, long time. We're going to talk about your business there and everything. But what about you and Dylan? Did you ever run into Bob Dylan?
I ran into Bob Dylan at the Actors Studio, but he was older. He was there actually with Sylvia Miles. They were sitting together, and no longer young, of course. But
Was he there to act? Was he there to
he was
workshop
just-
something?
He
or?
was just there to watch the actors work. He's very quiet. I met him a couple of times. He's very, very quiet. Doesn't really want to be addressed, what have you.
And you were probably friendly with the late James Lipton, who spent a great deal of time
yeah.
out here in the Hamptons.
But he was talking about that cafe where he played. At the time, I worked as a waiter at the Village Gate with Bill Cosby.
Wow.
No kidding. Wow.
With Bill Cosby, yeah.
Now Cosby would come into the Village Gate, which was primarily a music club.
Oh, he was
no?
a waiter.
Oh, you worked with him as a waiter.
We were both
I
waiters.
thought you were there working
No,
as a
no,
waiter,
no.
and he was.
And we also both played in the Broadway Show League, the softball league,
Oh, right,
Yeah.
right at Central Park.
Central Park. Yeah.
Was Bill Cosby a good waiter?
He never served me. I don't know.
No, but I mean, you watched him, right? Would he brag that he got
guess
bigger
was,
tits?
I guess he was okay.
And you never saw him, for the record, slip anything into anyone's drink. Okay, no comment. Okay,
I saw him open for Miles and Dizzy at the gate where he did his comedy shtick.
Oh, really? So
Unknown.
So there was a period after he was there as a waiter that he came back and did some stand-up.
Yeah, I guess.
I
but-
saw
So the
him.
years are what now, guys? The years are what?
60s, mid-
60s,
60s.
yeah, it's kind of by around 66 or 7.
Absolutely, that's correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. See, you can
Yeah,
Google
I
things
remember,
too.
I remember those days. I remember
If
those
you've
days.
just joined us, Elliot Cooker is our guest. He is a raconteur. He's a man about town, and the town tends to be New York City, but you have a place out here in the Hamptons as well and spent some
Dude,
time out here.
What's a raconteur?
Well, I have no idea. It's a
love
guy.
that word.
Well, it's a guy like
I think
you.
of raccoons when you talk about
No, not raccoon. Raconteur is a man who does a little bit of everything. He's
That's
had his,
you.
had his hand. All right. Well, then this is a raconteur off. This is like
raconteur.
there you go.
Oh, wow. Let me, love it. Love it.
Listen, there is so much to get into this.
Okay.
Let's start for those listening, because I
Okay.
teased it. Let's talk about your relationship with Rudy Giuliani, because we're going to talk about your acting. We're going to talk about you driving cars and driving rich and famous people around. I think that's all fascinating. But let's fast forward to a time. I mentioned you putting him in a dress. That was for the
Inner Circle show.
Inner Circle, right? That was just for the press, or that was for anybody who spent a couple?
No, that was, the Inner Circle is like the correspondence dinner.
Right,
Half the evening, the press, the other half, City Hall.
right.
So at the time, so Rudy was mayor, and half the city thought that he was the worst guy in the world.
This is the 80s. This is the mid 80s. This
Yeah.
is like okay.
Yeah, and they thought that they didn't like him. However, he was having this extraordinary way of putting the city together, which
Cleaned up the crime.
he cleaned
Right.
up all the, but he had to be tough. Okay. So I was the chairman for the Film and Theater Board of New York at the time.
Right.
I actually get credit for teaching Rudy to speak. I worked in all of his speeches. If you read his book on leadership, he gives me credit for it.
But you're not in the political inner circle. You're in the inner
No,
circle,
no,
but
no,
you're
no.
like punching up his speeches, and you're making him.
I knew Rudy before he was U.S. attorney. He was my attorney before that.
Right.
He came from Washington. He had a very important position there with Reagan.
Right.
And then he was the U.S. attorney, and I was a friend of his then. And then I thought he should run for mayor. Everyone around him. So I was like.
He was a district attorney, or he was a
U.S.
prosecuting
attorney.
U.S. attorney. Right,
Yeah,
right, right.
yeah. And
Again, we're like in the late 80s now. We're 88, 89. When did he become mayor?
I think was it 94?
Okay, right. Okay, so the early 90s, right.
Yeah, he beat Dinkins, and then they became a
Okay.
mayor. So at any rate, Rudy was a brilliant guy. I mean, seriously, brilliant.
Married to Donna Hanover then, yeah? Or
Married to Donna Hanover,
Okay.
the loveliest woman in the world.
all right.
And
All right.
he had Andrew Giuliani and Caroline with Donna. At any rate, so I felt people didn't know Rudy. Rudy had a good sense of humor. So what I would do for the Inner Circle shows, I would go to a Broadway show and think of the best show to help Rudy's persona.
Okay.
Okay. So
So right now it would be the Mary Todd Lincoln thing, or it would be that robot musical. But you were trying to, so you're parodying something that's current and on Broadway at the time.
so we took the Victor Victoria
Oh, Victor Victoria.
with Julie Andrews.
Sure.
So I redirected the show with Julie Andrews, put Rudy in it, put him in a dress, and I got to tell you, he was on almost every newspaper in the country, the front page.
No, I remember
People
that.
couldn't believe that it happened. And then there was a Republican dinner, I remember, 2 weeks after. All of them, all the Republicans came up to me and asked me, how did you get him to do it? How did you get him to do it? All of them asked. They couldn't believe that Rudy would actually do that.
Now he goes on to do it on Saturday Night Live,
Yes,
right? He
and I
goes
direct-
on. Lauren Michaels calls and says, "You look good in a dress, Rudy, and let's have let's have you on the show,
And I
something like
directed
that, and you
on
directed.
Saturday Night Live.
Yeah.
Yeah. And as a matter of fact, at one point,
Lauren.
Lauren,
Yeah.
while he's doing something, turns to me and says, "God damn it, get him to stop doing that." Okay.
Not get you to stop directing,
Get him
and get
to.
Rudy
Yeah,
to
he didn't
stop.
want to tell him.
Right.
He told me to tell him.
Now, when does it fall out? When do you two stop? You went from talking to him every day, or every
Yeah,
other day.
I was his best friend.
Right.
I mean, I opened my cigar bar so the two of them could have a great cigar because people would bother him when we went out to other cigar bars. I opened up primarily because of him.
That was on 58th Street. Was that in the location where Jilly's used to be, the Sinatra?
No. Julius was the 50th.
Okay.
Mickey Mantle's building. You walk through the hallway of Mickey Mantle's, and there was
Off
Cooper
59th
Classic
into
Cars
58th. Yeah, Cooper
and
Classic.
cars. Yeah, it was 58th Street. So
And you put a big screen TV in the back, and Rudy and his cronies would come over and watch Saturday Night Live together and smoke cigars.
and he would have his morning mayoral meeting there.
Wow.
He had all the people from
Literally-
the mayor's office come down.
Literally a smoke-filled room.
Yes.
Years later, I would see him at the top of the Sixes, which was called the Grand
Yes.
Havana Room,
Yes,
and
he's-
also he's currently, I think, still a member at a place called Club Macanudo, where I have a locker.
That's correct. That's
yeah.
correct. So those were both of his hangouts before, and even when they closed, those are his hangouts.
Do you want to talk about what happened to him? What did happen to him? Why is he not the Rudy Giuliani today that he was then? And why is he on Saturday Night Live as the butt of the joke instead of telling the joke? Before you answer that, were you part of him going on after 9/11? The first show
No.
after when they came back,
No,
and he said,
no,
"Can
no,
we
no,
laugh
no,
now?"
no,
and
no.
Rudy famously says to Lauren, "Why start now?" Like gets a big laugh.
No.
Yeah, Bernie Carrick was on that. They had all the first
No, and
responders
that-
up.
we had a split just before that.
All right. Do you want to talk about that? What was it personal? Was it professional? Was it
Any split's
political?
personal, right?
Yeah.
Especially if you're close to someone. Look, I don't want to get into the details. I'm not going to answer your question fully, but I will give you something to think about. You know, Rudy was a very complex man, bright, brilliant. However, Bill, if we don't examine ourselves and come to terms with who we are, our illusions take over. And illusions are not the truth, they're not reality.
Did he have desires beyond America's mayor?
Hey, desires, I don't know about America's mayor.
Did he ever talk to you about being president or king?
We felt that would be his next step.
Really?
Definitely, yeah. yeah, we felt that would be it. Rudy had a very, very promising career, and unfortunately, so many things just destroyed him, hurt him. I mean, to this day, I feel bad. I think his promise was extraordinary.
And you don't speak anymore?
I don't speak to him anymore.
Well, here's a surprise. Joining us online now. No, I'm kidding. I'm sorry. We don't do that.
I don't, but the main reason I think is because I'm not a big Trump fan,
Okay.
you know, and
Do you think to this day he is? You think he's still
I-
riding that train?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. That train has not been good.
One of the okay, let's back up a little. You come to New York. We mentioned the West Village,
Yes.
and you want to be an actor.
Absolutely.
What happened?
That was my life.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't want to go to college. I wanted to go to study acting, so I studied acting at the American Academy of Dramatic Arts. I was a member of the Open Theater, a very important theater at the time that started out. Oh, you familiar though? Joe
Turner
Chapin.
knows it all. Turner knows.
I was also the first white actor invited to join the Negro Ensemble Company.
To you, that's a compliment.
And what happened, that crazy story, by the way, that was during the time of the Black Panthers, all that other stuff.
Right.
And
But after Olivier had done Macbeth up there, right? Was that the same theater company up at the Apollo
no.
years before? Okay, fine.
But anyway, there was a theater that Bob Macbeth had, also a black theater up in Harlem. So, dress rehearsal, I came on stage.
Do you remember the show? What?
Yeah, it's called the Harangues.
Okay. And what do you play in that? The white guy?
The white guy.
Were you-
There's a
were
white
you-
guy.
were you-
There's also a white girl there. At any rate, so his whole company comes down, dress rehearsal. I come on stage. They all stand up and they leave.
Whoa.
They were making a statement.
Wow.
Well, remember those days? I mean, those days, it was a hot day.
Like the Apollo, you got the gong, the Sandman.
Well, no, it was more than that. It was a question of separation.
So what happened? Did you go on in the show?
Well, it was a dress rehearsal. I kept going, of course.
Right.
Of course, I did go on in the show.
And did they come around? Did the company accept you after?
Well, the Negro Ensemble Company accepted me,
Right.
but this other theater felt I shouldn't be there. That they should not
I see.
have a token white.
Right.
I was
And
the token white.
Did that change at all? Did they change their opinion after they saw your work, or that you were there as a part? You stayed as a member of the Negro Ensemble.
Well, no, I just did that one play.
Oh, okay.
I just did that one play. And, I'll tell you, almost all of the actors became stars.
Did that become a thing for every time you did a show, the whole audience got up and walked out? No. Okay.
I wish I had that
Work
much.
with me.
I wish I had that much attention. It's great to have at least a whole audience walk up because you're on stage.
So you did do and do continue to do some acting. As I mentioned, you've been in a couple of Law and Order episodes.
I've been everywhere.
You were in a Mammoth movie.
I was on Broadway. I was off Broadway. I was in a Mammoth movie. As a matter of fact, the Spanish Prisoner.
One of my favorites. And
By the way, Mammoth is the most interesting guy. There was no script. When it came time for me to do my scene with Steve Martin, we went into my office and we wrote the scene together.
You and Mammoth.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes, I was-
What he said basically, what would you say to somebody
Yeah,
if they were a
and
new
I was telling
customer
them a
here?
Laganda.
So
a beautiful
right,
Laganda,
so it's just so
which
people
Jack
understand.
Nicholson wound up with, which has a crazy story because the guy that sold it to him was an art thief.
Wait a minute. We got 8 stories going here. Mammoth and you are sitting in an office
Yes.
in your showroom.
Yeah.
You're playing a car dealer, a vintage
Correct.
car dealer. And you're going to sell Campbell Scott or Steve Martin a car. So
Steve
Campbell
Martin,
Scott,
no. Steve Martin plays a straight part.
phenomenal movie.
And do you know what
by the way,
Spanish Prisoner is?
Prisoner. Yeah,
But do you know
I
what
love
it
the
is?
movie.
It's what the three. What is the thing under the three? What is
Oh, the 3-card Monty.
Yeah,
the
that's
cup,
what- yeah,
the
that's-
cups and balls or
that's
whatever.
the name
that,
of it.
yeah,
Yeah.
Spanish Prisoner.
Yes,
Okay.
and one of my
It's
office-
also a con movie, so that's basically what's happening.
That's what it is, yeah.
And so you're sitting there, and you're telling me the Laganda. What year was that Aston Martin Laganda? Do you remember? Like a 50s.
1954.
And that in real life had belonged to Jack Nicholson.
It was sold to Jack
Oh,
Nicholson.
Jack
It
bought
was
it.
my car before.
Right.
It was sold to Jack Nicholson, and the guy that sold it to him was an art dealer in Hollywood, and he scammed all of the celebrities.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, there's a book about it. He went to jail.
Did the check he write you bounce?
No,
So you're okay.
no one gets the car unless the check goes to him.
By the way, not to bring Giuliani back for a second, but didn't he buy Lauren Bacall's Mercedes SL from you?
I don't know. It's
No more Giuliani discussion.
But that car is worth nothing. It's not interesting.
Right, but that
He told me
Laganda,
it was
that Aston Martin Laganda is worth something.
It was.
Yeah.
And you know what the funny thing is? I bumped into Jack Nicholson in the Keys, right?
In the Florida Keys?
Florida Keys, right. This was after he bought it, et cetera, et cetera. After this guy went to jail, right? And I went up to him and I said, listen, you know that Aston Martin Laganda that you have? That was my car.
It never ran right, and I'm glad to meet you. No, what, was he happy that it...
He never said so many words. He looked at me like, what are you talking about? He wanted nothing to do with it. It was a horrible thing for him. He bought phony paintings from him. He got the Laganda from him.
Yeah, that's all right. That's funny.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're in the West Village. You're working as an actor somewhat.
Yeah.
But when does
What
the
do you mean
love
somewhat?
affer... Well, okay, sorry, you're working a lot. You're
no, not a
You're at the
lot.
actor's studio.
Yes, I'm at the Actors Studio.
So you're routinely seeing Brando and
No, they never went.
no?
No, they were big stars at that time.
Okay, so who is somebody you would do a scene with? Who would you do when they would come in and do Exercise? Was Pacino there at the time?
Yes, Al was there. Yeah, I'll tell you a funny story. I did something with Chekhov. one-act play.
Not Vanya, not.
No, it's a one-act play called I forget it. Anyway, in the play, I come to get my rent in the play.
Okay.
And it's a little farmhouse, and a woman is there. Her husband just died. And I say, I want my rent. Give me my rent. She says, no, I don't have the money. Okay. And so we start arguing. In the course of all of this, she challenges me to a duel. I fall in love with her in the middle of all this. A guy who hates women has a monologue about how he hates women. He falls in love with her,
Okay.
right? At any rate, so during the duel, I have a gun, she has a gun, she has in her home 2 guns, and I pointed at her, etc., and of course, we don't shoot each other.
Right.
Okay.
And that woman was Rudy Giuliani in drag. No, it wasn't. No. So, okay. Who was the woman?
So Al Pacino was watching the scene from the audience, right? And the actors loved it. I got applause. They just loved it. So as I left the actor studio, they congregated, they talked to each other, and I knew Al before because he was my second baseman. I was.
Oh, right. Back to this Broadway league where you guys
Yeah,
played in Central
and
Park.
I played for the actor studio, and I was a pretty good player. So I kind
What position?
I played left field and pitcher and third base.
Oh, you pitched.
At any rate, so I let Al play second base, and not a very good athlete. not very good.
Hoo-ha! It
And
went
I-
right
and
through
I
me.
kept, and he would get a hit and say, Elliot, how did I do it? He says, get some spikes for Christ. Don't wear sneakers, get spikes. That's every time he spoke to me.
So you were also coaching.
Okay, so at any rate, so I knew Al, and so as I walk out, I expected Al to say something nice to me, and he said to me, this is the way you hold the gun. This is the way you hold the gun. He was telling me how to hold it so it would be real.
Oh! Out of
Instead of my
this-
performance,
Not out of the ball game.
nothing.
out of your one act
yeah,
checkoff.
Yeah,
moment.
The Bear is the name of the play.
The Bear. Okay.
Bear. I actually did that off
Da
Broadway.
Bear. No. In
did.
Chicago they call it Da Bear.
As a matter of fact, when I did that play, Rudy Giuliani just had his prostate operation.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
And I was opening it. And just a couple of weeks after, he showed up alone to watch me. I'll never forget that.
All right.
What an honor. It was very touching.
Duly noted. When does your love affair now? You're playing ball. By the way, you played. You were doing a little coaching when you gave Al advice. You were playing third base, left field, and also pitched.
Yeah.
That is so raconteur. So, what was the beauty? What was the thing that? What was the car thing? When did you fall in love with cars?
We're back to the Negro Ensemble Company. You ready? Opening night.
Right.
Douglas Turner Ward, who's the head of the company,
Douglas Turner.
Turner Ward,
Uh-huh.
also an actor,
Right.
is pointing a gun at my head.
Was he holding it right according to Pacino?
I didn't care.
Okay. A real gun.
He's not going to shoot me on stage. What do you mean, a real gun? So
I don't know how bad you were.
So he's holding a gun to my head, and he has something almost 20 minutes. He has 20-minute monologue accusing me of everything that Whitey ever did to the blacks. Everything. He didn't miss anything. Accusing me of being a closet queen, everything. So here I am.
Who wrote that play? Do you remember?
Yeah, Douglas
he
Walker.
wrote it.
Walker wrote it. At any rate, so here I am, an actor studio actor, right?
Right.
And I'm supposed to take everything in, and respond to it the way I normally would. But when somebody talks to you for 15 minutes, you can't say a word. You go through a little terror.
Right.
Well, my terror, I had an anxiety with all the critics right in front of me. I had an anxiety attack on stage.
Opening night. First time you're doing?
Opening night.
Okay.
And the Post, the Times, and here, I wanted to say something. I couldn't speak because he had a long monologue. So when I finally spoke, in the middle of his monologue, I started to curl up like this, like the Hunchback of Notre Dame, because I was having. And finally, when I spoke, it sounded like I I was insane. I was in some kind of a Shakespeare play.
In a good way or in a bad
Bad way.
Oh, okay.
I didn't think it was good.
How
lost
were
control.
How were the reviews?
They didn't talk about me.
But you just to make this point clear, there's someone screaming about you for 15 minutes with a gun to your head. That's his monologue, and
Yes.
then you're supposed to have some rebuttal of what length, like a long.
Yeah, no, that was my rebuttal, so I had to rebut it. My rebuttal wasn't that long, but I had to listen to 15 minutes of him saying all the worst things in the world about me, and I'm taking them in and trying to believe them as an actor would.
If you're just joining us, Elliot Cooker is with us. He is talking about his career as an actor, and we're trying to get to where this got to automobiles. So that night, you crawled off the stage, and the first thing you saw was a Bentley.
Okay, so now the reason I told you that story is because I loved being on the stage until that moment. I felt I died on the stage.
You're
literally.
how old there? In your mid-20s?
Yeah, mid-20s. And I was terrified it would happen again. It was just such a terrible experience. To this day, I'll never forget it. At any rate, and so I still in the theater, I still did plays, but I lost the, I don't know, the drive, the ego.
Mojo or the
mojo,
whatever.
yeah.
Right.
And so,
By the way, before you go on, you went back the next night and did it, right? That
I
play had a
finished the whole
run of,
thing.
oh, yeah, okay, and
Oh,
you
yeah,
and
the whole
pulled
thing.
it together,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
you were right.
Yeah,
Okay.
So at the time, I was a poor guy. I had a 4-room apartment on 10th and Hudson in the West Village. I was paying $125 a month, $125 a month rent.
Right.
And the only thing I had of any consequence, I had a 1954 Bentley.
How? What would the?
Oh, okay. You want me to tell you how I got
Well, I mean, most people are driving an old Chevy around, and Elliot Cooker's got an old Bentley. And did you just park it on the street in the village?
No, I put it in the garage.
Oh, you do have it.
Yeah, I worked as a waiter. I did pretty good as a waiter.
How does a waiter have a Bentley?
He wants it, he gets it.
Okay, so you've got a Bentley. You're waiting tables, and what do? You become like a driver?
So I decide, look, I'm not sure I'm going to make it as an actor. And I know that in this society, in order to really have freedom, you've got to have money. You know that.
Right.
Okay, and that was the most important quest for me as a person. So I try to think of what can I do? Never went to college. So I said, I'll put my Bentley up for hire. Yeah. So I put an ad in, I think it was the Village Voice.
Right.
Personable young man with Rolls Royce for hire. I call it Rolls Royce, same thing. For hire, $20 an hour.
Wow.
And my office was in my apartment. I changed my name from Cooper to Cooper because I didn't want people in the theater to know that I was betraying them and going to business because I hate business people.
I love that your acting name was for your job outside of the theater.
That's exactly correct.
That's hilarious.
That's exactly correct. So at any rate, I also wanted something that sounded British. So somebody would call up. They'd say, "Hello, Cooper here. May I help you? You'd like to hire
were still
a
acting.
limousine?"
Right.
Of course, and you show up his name is Elliot, and if you like him, give him a good gratuity. That's exactly what happened. And this is what's crazy. Here I am, washing my car, detailing it for 3 days. I get a call from 2 guys that want to go to the Bette Midler concert. And they live down the block from me. Right down the block. Anyway, I pick them up. I say, "May I have $60?" He says, "Why?" So I'm just told to do this. You have a problem, call Cooper.
Yeah.
So I had 2 people working for me.
Right.
And one of them I didn't no unemployment or any of them. At any rate, so I drove them to the Bette Midler concert in Times Square. It took me, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes. They gave me $60
That's a lot in what?
plus a tip.
Right.
I was doing The Hostage off Broadway for $50 a week.
Wow.
All of a sudden, I'll never forget
Did you
this.
go back and pick them up for another 60 or
No,
that?
no.
Okay.
I'll never forget this. I'm driving downtown Times Square after I dropped them off,
Right.
and something hits me, and I'm driving, laughing hysterically. said, oh my God, somebody will pay that much money for this? I said, this is a business.
Right.
It's a great business.
Right.
So I started doing that. I actually started the tradition of people getting married in a Rolls Royce on the weekends. I used to hire, look, within 2 years, I
A
think
wedding car. You
yeah.
would be like, instead of the Cadillac that they'd been using for years and years, it's
Yeah.
like, why not
It's
get
still,
a cool
It's
old...
still the big deal now. And I had my friends drive, and within 2 years, I had 7 Rolls Royces.
Were they all right-hand drive, or were they American left-hand drive?
Ah, great question. Right-hand drive, because they were cheaper.
Those were cheaper.
Because they were cheap. I couldn't afford a left-hand drive.
So how does that, 7 Rolls Royces running around town taking people to Bette Midler contests, concerts, pardon me, turn into Cooper Classics, which today has, I don't know, let me embarrass you, $20 million in cars sitting in 2 garages right now?
You want to hear the story?
Yeah, sure.
Okay,
We're
here we go.
I got time.
Here we go.
Turner, you
Okay.
doing anything else?
Oh,
All right, no, we're here.
all right, so
I love that.
So here, I've got to park my car someplace. So there's this building on Perry Street, this big building, and the guy there who had like a sign company, and he rented 5,000 square feet of it to people who worked in the area. So I asked him, can I park my car here? He said, no. I kept coming back. He said, okay, I got a space for you. All right. So I parked my car there. And every time somebody in the back wanted the car out, it was such a pain in the neck for them because they had to call people, move your car.
Right.
Yeah, so I said to him, look, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll rent this entire area. You don't have to worry about that anymore. And I'll pay you exactly what you're getting from everybody. He said, great. Display Tech was the name of the company. At any rate, so I started parking my cars there. I had 5,000 square feet there.
Again, you're just a livery service at this point. You're not selling cars yet.
No,
You're just
no.
driving
No,
around and picking people
I'll
up.
come to that.
Okay.
So here I am. I've got this limousine service. I'm driving. My friends are driving. And one day, the fellow comes to me and says, Elliot, I'm going out of business. I said, what do you mean you're going out of business? What am I going to do? He says, I don't know. That's your problem.
The guy that owns the building is going out of business.
He didn't own it. He
Oh, I
rented
see.
it.
I gotcha.
He said, that's your problem.
Okay.
Okay. Well, coming to the bang of what you're looking for in a minute.
Okay. I trust you.
Okay. So at any rate,
Smoke 'em if you got 'em. This is AirHamptons, and you're listening to Elliot Cooker talk about what it's like to be a raconteur. All right, so you've got this garage now.
yeah. So I've got this garage now. All the guys that worked in that area hate me because I've taken their parking spaces away. Okay. And this guy leaves. I'm alone in this space. I'm there 2 months. Nobody comes by. I'm still there. There's nobody around. All of a sudden, about 2.5 months later, somebody knocks on the door. He looks at me. He says, "Who are you?" I said, "I have a business here." He says, "Get out."
It was his building?
I remember, no. Stanley was his name. He was the agent for the building.
Oh, okay.
The people that owned the building were in Boston.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. So he said, "Get out." And I said to him, "Look, what are you going to do with the building?" He said, we want to sell it. So I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll give you $500 a month for you cash, and I'll stay here until you have a buyer. Okay. So I'm there another couple of months, and I think, my God, there's 15,000 square feet wasted, right? So a guy comes by and he says, "Look, I want to rent the other half of the building. I have some furniture I want to put there." I said, "Great." I did a deal with him. I rented it to him. And then I started doing auctions upstairs of furniture, his furniture, right? and then, but what I did was,
Are you the auctioneer?
no.
Okay.
So when he wants to put furniture there, I call Stanley. He says, "Stanley, look, I'll give you some more money. A guy wants to put furniture next door." He says, no problem. Okay, about 4 months go by. He comes in. He screams my name. "Oh, yeah, yeah." I said, "What's wrong?" said, what's going on next door? I said, I told you a guy had some furniture.
Right.
Sally, there are maybe 1,000 walnut tables there. There are 500 chairs there. You told me furniture. I thought you meant there's 6 chairs and something. Get out, he says to me. I said, Stanley.
You don't have leases with any of these people?
No.
You just walk in
No,
with
just-
$500 and you go, can I
That was
stay
it.
here a
That was
while?
it. So I said, Stanley. He says, get out. He's serious this time. So what do you want for the building? This was the worst time in real estate in New York.
70s? 80s?
78.
Okay.
And I said, what do you want for the building? He said, we're asking $175.
$175,000.
Yeah.
For how much square footage? 10,000 square feet?
No, almost 20,000.
On Perry.
I said, so I said,
It's worth twice that.
So
now.
I said, Stanley, I'll give you $150,000. He looks at me, get out of here.
But table's out of
This
here.
actor, you know. I
Right.
said, I mean it. Okay. I saved a lot of money. The rent I was charging next door,
Right.
the auctions, what have you, I got some money.
Right.
So bottom line is I bought the building for $150,000. So now if I had 20,000 square feet, what am I gonna do? So I hired some mechanics to take care of my limousines. Then I put an ad in the paper, Cooper Classics, repair your Rolls Royce. I started with Rolls Royce.
Yeah.
And I remember one of my
The
first
money.
customers was Roy Cohen.
Did
Yeah.
Roy buy one, or he just brought his to be serviced?
He brought us to be serviced, but I got a great story about Roy Cohen.
Oh, Pat.
You want to hear?
Yeah, sure.
I don't know. I'll tell you.
Yeah.
Oh,
We
okay.
got time. We got another 10 minutes. Is it a good story?
It's a quick story. So I'm in his car with
Did
his
he
chauffeur.
pass at you? Ever make a pass at you?
No. He was very straight. Anyway, so I'm in his car, a Rolls Royce Silver Wraith. I think it was like a 1958.
Right.
In the back, and his chauffeur's driving. He's telling me about the car, what he wants done to it. So I'm listening to the engine, all that stuff. And as he's about to pull into my place, he says, whose car is that? I said, what? Whose car is that? He says, it's mine, I just bought it. He says, I want it, I'm gonna buy it. I want it right now.
It's another Rolls.
No,
Oh, what is it?
it's a 4-door Lincoln Continental
Oh,
convertible.
like
the one
like
Kennedy was
JFK?
killed.
Hey.
He
That
had
year, like
such
mid-60s?
he had such disdain for the Kennedys and he hated them so much. He wanted a car just like the one he died in.
Eesh. Really?
So-
Was it a Lehman Peters? Was it a stretch?
No, it wasn't.
No.
It
Was it a convertible?
It was a '66 convertible.
Wow.
Yeah, but his eyes popped out.
So he bought that.
He bought it.
And did what with it?
I
Drove it
don't know what
around
he
and
did.
said,
I
I had
don't
the same
buy.
car?
He had it.
Okay,
And anyway, that's how
cut-
Cooper Classic started.
And cut to today, you sell millions of dollars worth of cars, some gorgeous, gorgeous cars. You're still on Perry Street. You're
Yes.
still in that spot.
45 years, but I'm in the building across the street. I bought a building across the street.
Right. So this is called AirHamptons. I'm Bill McCuddy. That's Jim Turner over there on the harmonica and the guitar. So when was the Hamptons? When did you come out here and under what auspices?
Okay. I thought, early on, I thought the Hamptons wasn't for me. It's too she-she. I didn't think it was my style.
Any of your cars and drivers ever come out here, or were they ever hired to bring some rich guy out to the
I
Hamptons?
guess
Maybe.
probably, yeah. And so I decided to get a nice place in Garrison, New York, on the Hudson. So that was my first place. But then it got so boring up there that at the time I got married and my wife was, she was bored. She says, "Oh, let's try the Hamptons." So we came out. I bought a place in Quogue and Dune Road.
What was that like? 50 grand? Something. Your stories have such great prices at the time.
Let's put it this way: we got it for a great price.
Uh-huh.
When I sold it, I quadrupled my money.
And now you're in Southampton, or sort of in Southampton.
Watermill.
Watermill. Yeah.
That's sort of. In
Best
Watermill.
best restaurant in the Hamptons.
What?
No, you tell me.
Oh.
What's your favorite?
What's the best restaurant in the Hamptons? I gotta tell you something. I think East Hampton Grill is incredible.
It is good. Yeah.
I mean,
People like
I've
that.
never had a
That's
bad
part of the
meal there.
chain. Although I will say, I went to lunch at St. Ambrose with you recently, and it's like the Pope walked in there.
Oh.
everybody that's involved with St.
San
Ambrose.
Ambrose is incredible. I recommend San Ambrose to everyone out there if you want.
Drive a Brinks
great-
truck. Bring a lot of money. It's not inexpensive.
It's a great restaurant.
Favorite memory from the Actors Studio?
Okay, so I'm doing my first scene. I'm playing Caliban from The Tempest,
Okay.
and I'm naked except for something covering my groin. What do you call those things?
Loincloth?
Well,
Or?
there you go,
Yeah,
loincloth, right? You know, and I've got this monologue, all the infections that the sun sucks up. I go, ba 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 ba. I do the scene, right? And at the Actors Studio, the actor's supposed to comment on your work.
Right, sure.
Sylvia Miles
Sylvia, the
calls her
great
head,
Sylvia
yeah.
Miles.
And Sylvia says, Elliot, you have the most beautiful feet I've seen in my life. I couldn't take my eyes off them. The place went up. The place went crazy. She was serious too. But you know Sylvia.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was,
Midnight Cowboy, also Wall Street.
I was a
and
stuntman
she
in that
lived-
Midnight Cowboy.
Oh, you were?
Yeah, when she throws John Voight down the stairs, that was me.
Did John Voight talk to you about politics at all in 1969 on the
Nobody
set of
talked to
Midnight
me
Cowboy?
several years ago.
Yeah.
Very conservative.
Oh, I know. He was one of the others that would talk to me from my book, but mostly they would not.
Yeah.
Would not have predicted that, especially with, I don't know, the rest of his family. His daughter is very liberal. I don't know. It always surprises me, and I'm not making a judgment either way. By the way, you said something earlier which is really interesting. You were, and I want to touch on it. You were the first and only, or at the time, white member of the Negro Ensemble. In this wokey time of 2025, do you think an all-black, all African American, or all Hispanic, or all any would allow a white actor to be a part of the process and part of the program? Have we come to a place politically where that would never happen again?
Oh, I think it'll happen again.
Yeah?
Yeah. I mean, I see nothing wrong with having a group having their own theater. You know, culturally, those things are very important.
Yeah.
And the plays you choose are very important culturally.
It just seems like these days, we got 2 minutes left. It seems like these days, everyone is so focused on being politically correct and otherwise you're canceled. This man has never been canceled. He is Elliot Cooker. He is one of my dearest friends. You have heard a resume unlike almost anyone else's that I could think of. He has, what's the website for Cooper Classics? Go look at some of the most amazing cars you've ever seen. Is it Cooper?
No, sales at CooperClassicCars.com.
Cooper Classic
Sales
Cars.
at CooperClassicCars.com.
Well, that's if they want to email you, but just to go to the site, it's just Cooper Classic
Cooper
Cars.
Classic.
Yeah.
Yes,
What's
Cooper
next
Classic
for you?
Cars.
What's the one thing you haven't done? What's the one thing Elliot Cooker on that resume would like to do?
that I'd like to do?
Yeah. You got a book in you?
Yeah, I'm talking to somebody about that because
That does not surprise me. It does not surprise me at all.
You know I'm a Holocaust survivor. You know that.
I did know that.
So, I have a book with a beginning, a middle, and an end with a theme. And believe it or not, Rudy is a big part of that because Rudy taught me ethics
Uh-oh.
when I was U.S. attorney.
Really?
He really did.
Early on.
Early on, well, you knew him early on. Why do you think he put the mafia away, white collar crime?
30 seconds left. The book gets published. Who plays you in the movie?
Who plays me? Well, that's a great question. Maybe you. You're very prolific.
That is it for this edition. Thanks to our special guest, Elliot Cooker. Jim Turner, he's on every instrument. Thank you to LTV and to WLIW-FM for actually running this occasionally. This has been Hot August Nights. That's Jim Turner. Thanks. We will see you in September. Play us out. This will be the theme of your movie. He'll be the guy that does the soundtrack.
He's terrific. Play it.
This is off the album called What the Hell Am I Doing Here? The LTV years.
Name's Sam?
Jim Turner.
Oh.
Elliot Cooper.
Thanks to everybody in the control booth.
Saw Elliot Cooper down on the bayou, had a little long haul boat. He was out there with Bill McCuddy. They had to stay afloat. Saw Willie Jolly in the swamp, Dustin Hoffman too. On the sound of Waverly Place and Bleecker Street, and it's all I'm gonna tell you, Elliot Cooper.